Coming up, I'm going to be talking about how Pixar is making a lot less for Disney Plus, also a big change for Elio, and how we're not probably going to see any live action versions of any Pixar films anytime soon. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com, and we've got quite a few Pixar stories to talk about today because Pete Docter, who is the Chief Creative Officer at Pixar, has been doing a lot of interviews ahead of the release of Inside Out 2, which comes out in cinemas, and they're really kind of trying to push the idea that, this is going to be a big movie, and they kind of getting him out there talking about a number of different projects. Now, let's start off with talking about how we're probably not going to see some live action version of any of the Pixar films anytime soon. So we know Disney loves making live action remakes of its animated classics. They've had a lot of success with them. We've had Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, etc. They've done really well. But as of yet, we have not seen any Pixar ones. And it doesn't look like that's going to be happening anytime soon. In an interview with Time, Pete went on to say, when asked about maybe doing a live action version of Ratatouille, he said no. And this might bite me in the butt for saying it, but it sort of bothers me. I like making movies that are original and unique to themselves. To remake it, it's not very interesting to me personally. He also went on to explain how the thing with live action is that the sense of disbelief gets lost. At the minute, you can have a movie with balloons and it can take a house up. Well, obviously, if that's in real life, you're going to be looking at it going, that ain't going to happen. If you've got a rat running around a kitchen, are you going to be thinking it's cute with no facial expressions or anything like that? Is that going to work? Some films might work a little bit better. Maybe Coco could, but then would the skeletons be too scary? Who knows? I think leaving them as they are, I think Disney has gone to the well way too many times on doing remakes. And I also feel with the remakes as well, a lot of the Disney movies are based on classic stories that have been around for hundreds of years that originated obviously from the human point of view. So therefore, and they've been seen in other places and other movies and other remakes and stuff like that. So I think they're a little bit different. Things like Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, they are very human stories that can work. But something like Toy Story or Cars, how is that really going to work? I mean, let's be honest. If they did Toy Story or Cars, it's pretty much just going to be an animated movie anyway. But yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any, but I'm actually pretty glad about that. I don't want to see any of them. Just let Pixar do what Pixar does. Just leave the remakes and just let Disney retire them for a bit as well. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Do you think they should retire the idea of doing live action remakes? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Shifting gears now, let's now talk about kind of how we're going to be seeing a lot less Pixar content on Disney Plus in the future. Now, when Disney Plus first launched, all the studios all got kind of forced into making lots of new shows, shorts, films. They just all had to ramp up how much stuff they were making. And this has had an impact not just on Disney, it's had an impact on Pixar, Lucasfilm, Marvel Studios, 20th Century. They've all been churning out too much and they kind of took their eyes off the ball. The quality was reduced as they ramped up the quantity. And now they're all kind of scaling back. They were spending too much money, which obviously was a problem. They reined all that back in. But also not just for that, but the quality control on a lot of these projects kind of got lost. They were rushing things. They were getting things done maybe along the lines of, that's good enough, rather than it needs to be great. And so Disney have kind of decided with Pixar that they want them to scale back a little bit, go back to focusing on theatrical films. They're looking to be creating around about 3 films every 2 years. And so as that, we're going to be seeing a lot less content dropping onto Disney Plus. And there are a few still projects that we're still yet to see. For example, there's an Inside Out series coming out next spring. I think it's just going to be some shorts. And then we've also got Win or Lose, which is also due to come out at some point later this year. But yeah, focus now on those movies. And yeah, so Pete explained during an interview with Time, well, when they first announced Disney Plus, we immediately jumped in with a bunch of shorts. Turns out the audience didn't want short little things from Pixar, at least. It just didn't perform as well. It didn't earn its keep in terms of what they had to go through in order to make them. So Disney asked us to pull back on everything that is not features. We also found the better movie does better in theatre, the more successful it has been on Disney Plus. Initially, you think it does well in the theatre, no one's going to watch on Disney Plus because they've seen it already. It's actually the opposite, which kind of makes sense. I remember as a kid, when I had the Muppet Show album, I played that thing to death. As a kid, you just want the comfort of watching this one thing over and over and over. That's true for us on Disney Plus. I don't know if it's true on Netflix. During that same interview, Peter also talked about how, they're kind of trying to extend the theatrical release dates for a lot of their films. How other studios are rushing stuff. There's a little bit of comment about things arriving like 2 to 3 weeks on digital on demand, and that's not something they want to do. So expect Inside Out 2 to take a couple of months at least before at least it's digital to buy, and then it's probably going to be another month or so after that for Disney Plus. They do not want to launch it straight on there. They are trying to deprogram all of us from expecting these things super fast, and they want us to go to the cinema. And that leads me on to another topic about Disney Plus and Pixar. Also, there's a good little bonus here for Disney Plus subscribers in the United States. You can now, as part of the Disney Plus perks, you can now get a $10 gift certificate for Fandango for tickets for Inside Out 2. So this is valid over the next month or so. So you want to jump in there. So if you maybe haven't decided on doing it, maybe you want to go on a date night or a family day out, if you're a subscriber, you're going to be able to get that $10 off a Fandango ticket. So nice little way to kind of boost it to go in. I think this is a good way of kind of getting some families to go out, some couples to maybe go to the cinema and have a little bit of a cheaper night out, but also just trying to boost up the sort of word of mouth on the film and get things moving on it. Also interesting as well, they did this after pretty much all of the opening weekend tickets would have been sold. So therefore, most people who want to see it this weekend have already bought their tickets. But great little bonus there. We also found out through another interview with Pete, and this time with Entertainment Weekly, that it looks like there's been a change of director for the upcoming film Elio. So this film was initially announced back at the D23 Expo in 2022. It was supposed to come out in February of this year. It got delayed till June of next year. And that's a 15-month delay. They said it was due to the strikes and stuff, which, well, let's be honest, I don't think that was the case. I think it was more a case of them wanting to redo stuff, get it right. It wasn't maybe testing well, it wasn't looking good, and therefore they wanted to spend a little bit more time polishing it, getting the story right. And apparently Donnie She has been brought in now. She was the director of Turning Red. So whether or not it's going to be a co-directing kind of thing on this one, or whether or not she's completely replaced Adrian, who was previously working on it. But yeah, Elio is, it's going through a bit of a change. Obviously, it's still another year till it hits cinemas. And obviously, they announced a big change last year with the release date. But I think we're definitely seeing now, Disney want better quality, and they're willing to put things back and get things moving. So lots of stuff there with Pixar, lots of big changes. But let us know what you think of all of this in the comments below. Let's now talk about what's new on Disney Plus today. The major new release around the world was a brand new episode of The Kardashians. I'll be watching that with my wife later on today. Also, if you're in the United States, on Hulu, you got a brand new documentary, Bratz, all about the Brat Pack from the 1980s. Also here in the UK, we got Station 19 and Grey's Anatomy. We've got the season finales. I'm going to be watching Grey's Anatomy season finale later today. I did just watch the Station 19 one. I haven't watched that show for a few seasons, and I watched it today and I realised why I stopped watching it. But in some way, it's kind of come to an end. It kind of also showed me the fact of how I've not watched it for years, and yet it didn't make any difference to me knowing what was going on in the storyline. But nevertheless, that's the major new releases. Let's now do the question of the day, and obviously if you've got a good question, drop it in the comments below, and if it's good, I'll pick it out for tomorrow's video. Let's now jump into it. Professor Wonderbear says, "Hi Roger, any word on when Will Trent Season 2 will arrive on Disney Plus in the UK? Season 2 finished in the United States in May, but it still hasn't arrived over here." So unfortunately here in the UK, we do sometimes have to wait a little bit longer for these shows to arrive. For some reason, they seem to like holding stuff back and kind of dropping them as a binge drop rather than doing the weekly stuff. We've seen it recently, like with Abbott Elementary. Hopefully we get it pretty soon. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we saw it dropping in July. Hopefully we'll find out in the next couple of weeks. I'm currently about halfway through season 1. I'm a little bit slower on it because I know I'm behind. I'm not in a rush to kind of get there. I'm getting there slowly on that show. I've been enjoying it. But yeah, as I said, we keep getting this kind of delays and stuff. I don't know whether or not it's due to dubbing and subtitles, but they're not doing as much. I just really wish Disney kind of would get their act together and start thinking more globally with these kind of things of any major show comes out at the same time everywhere. And also, especially if they're making a lot less content, you'd think it would make it easier for them to do this kind of thing. I could understand it when they had multiple shows coming out every single week, but now they got a lot less. I don't know, it's a bit disappointing, but hopefully it comes pretty soon. But again, no official date yet. But let us know, are you watching Will Trent? And what do you think of all these kind of delayed releases, especially here in the UK? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. Go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.